Happy Monday in the GVA, ladies and gentlemen. It is Monday, the 8th of February, 2021. And as we discussed last week, we're going to do a little review right now. We're going to talk about something with which you should be very familiar, and yet you struggle to isolate in your stories. And so we're going to look at main idea this week and probably also include some work with context clues, because context clues will help you find a main or central idea. So your I can statement today is I can identify the main idea and supporting evidence. And you're going to put this in your journalism notebook. So go ahead and open that up. If you need to pause the video, go ahead and do that. We will start after session 16 with this, and you can just call this session MI1. We're going to review what main idea is and sort of how to find it today, and maybe play a little game too along the way. And your assignment today is to read a story and answer some main idea questions. It comes from ReadWorks, and it is linked in Canvas, so you don't have to worry about it. It's a Cami doc. And also, you have a new Greek and Latin activity for the root word cred. So let's go ahead and get started today. And for revealing the main idea, if you go to Canvas, you will see something called, oh, look at that, main idea Google Slides. And that's where we're going to start. So if you open this up, you're going to see, and I've got one already done here for you, you're going to see a presentation. This is not my presentation. As you can see, that's not me there. But this is one from another teacher that she's letting me use rather than have to reinvent the wheel. So basically, we're going to talk about what the big idea is. The big idea is main idea. What's the point? What are you trying to say? So the purpose of the paragraph or text, that's what we're looking for. If you read a story, there might be more than one main idea. There might be a main idea for one paragraph that's different from what they're talking about in another. And then there might be an overall central idea for the entire piece. So the information in the paragraph connects to the main idea or supports it. It's called the supporting evidence, and you can identify those things because you know that the other sentences in the piece relate to that one sentence or two sentences that are the main idea, but you have to prove them. So when you do that, you want to read the entire text. You want to ask, what is the author doing? What do they want to do? And pay extra attention to the first and last sentences. Typically, at the first or last sentence of a paragraph will reveal the main idea, but not always. They start you out that way when you first are learning to find a main idea. But as we progress, as our reading skills become more finely honed, it might not be the first sentence. It might be in the middle of a paragraph somewhere. So here's an example. Neil Armstrong and Buzz Aldrin were the first men to walk on the surface of the moon, but they were not the last. That was Gene Cernan, the last man to step off the lunar surface. In total, there have been 12 men who've walked on the moon, all of whom had done so between 1969 and 1972, which is the most recent non-Michael Jackson moonwalking. So I want you to think for a moment what the main idea is of this piece. What are they really trying to talk about here? What's the point they're trying to make? And then let's go on and see if you're right. So, to understand the main idea, you have to understand the text. You have to understand what you read. If you don't understand it, you need to go back and break it down, sentence by sentence, if you have to, and rewrite it so that you can understand it. Find the biggest idea. So, in this paragraph, the overlying idea is moonwalkers. That's what they're really talking about. And how can you tell? Well, they've really referenced it several times, haven't they? Armstrong and Aldrin were the first men on the moon. They're talking about moonwalkers. Cernan was the last man on the moon. Well, again, he was on the moon. And 12 men have walked on the moon. So there are 3 pieces of supporting evidence about people being or walking on the moon. Now, you might, as you're taking a test or answering questions about a piece like this, and you'll see this on the EOG frequently, a question something like this. Another good title for this passage would be, whenever you see them ask that question, what they're saying is, what is the main idea? They're trying to trick you. Don't you let them. You're too smart for that. So then there's a presentation that I found about main idea of a story. And I want you to go to the landing page and listen to this, because if I play it now, you'll have a hard time hearing it. So I want you to go to our Language Arts landing page, and you will be able to click on the main idea activity, the video, and you will be able to listen to it there. You should do that before you continue working. Now, if you were in class, we would be playing a game. And games are fun, but games can also be educational. Um, I would like you to try this game and see how you do, and I will show it to you. This is online, it's free, you don't have to pay anything, you don't have to sign in, you don't have to register. You're just going to play. And this is in roomrecess.com. They have a lot of different games in there, and I found one about, guess what? Main idea. So then it says, do you want to use a mouse or do you want to use a touchscreen? If you have a touchscreen, go ahead and do that. So what they're asking you to do is read the short story in the storm cloud, and then look at the 3 trees below and see if you can find the main idea. Remember that the main idea is what the story is mostly about. And then use the mouse to control the cloud to send down the lightning. So this was kind of fun. I got to destroy some stuff. So here's our paragraph. See if you can hear me over the noise. Paragraph. I apologize. Plants need sunlight to make their own food. Rabbits eat plants in order to get energy. Some animals have to eat other animals in order to survive. So, what is this mostly about? And here are your options. Living things need energy, rabbits eat plants, or animals are dangerous. Well, it doesn't say anything in there about dangerous animals, does it? So, we can certainly eliminate that tree. We don't need that. Rabbits eat plants. Well, rabbits do eat plants, but is that what it's mostly about? Not really. But it does talk about energy. It says plants need sunlight to make their own food. Rabbits and eat plants in order to get energy. So maybe that's it. So let's try that one. And you get to burn down a tree, ladies and gentlemen. It'll pander to your destructive side. So play this for a little bit and see if you get them right. It's just a little activity to reinforce what we're talking about. And in main idea, evidence of learning, and And please, please, please watch the videos and click on the links that I show you, because it will help you um, recall what you should already know. So under main idea, evidence of learning, loading, 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 there is a story from ReadWorks. And this story is about running a real zombie 5K. So read the story. You can highlight it, mark it up however you need to find main idea. If you need to annotate, do that. Figure out what points they're trying to make. Then when you scroll down, look at the questions. And then all you need to do is you can highlight your answer. You can circle the letter, whatever you want to do. I'm fine with that. If you're highlighting, please don't use yellow. It's a little hard to see. Use a different color. You can come over here and choose different colors. So use something besides yellow. It's a little difficult to see. And when I'm grading, 100 of these, it's a little taxing on my eyes because I'm old. There are 10 questions, but you see that the last 3 require you to actually respond. So you'll create a text box and type your answer in there. Try to make it small enough that it'll fit in here and won't overlap the other questions. If you have to, you can type everything at the bottom. I'm not sure how that would work, but try it. But please give complete responses using complete sentences at all times. And of course, you have your Greek and Latin activity. And the one thing I want to point out with this, and some of you have struggled with this, most of you are doing really well with the Greek and Latin. But I've noticed that once in a while they ask you to do something a little bit different, and that is that they'll give you a section. They'll give you a section that asks you to come up with a word that's not on your list. So when you get to section F, it's going to ask you to find words that are not from your vocabulary list. So be careful and look for those. And also remember, check your email, do your iReady, and read, ladies and gentlemen. Daily videos are always right here. And that's all I have for you today. I hope you have a lovely Monday, and I will talk to you tomorrow. T2 out.